Okay, here we go with another garden update. Some things have definitely changed since the last one I did, which was, I think, was several weeks ago now. I went back to school as a teacher, and I don't have so much time to do this kind of thing, but so much is new here I want to share. And I think I've got 5 cabbages in here. 1, 2, there's a red cabbage back there that's not ready yet, but all the other ones are ready. That's 3. Right there is 4, and there's another one back there that you can't see that's right there. Those are ready to harvest any time. I've taken broccoli out of this patch several times. It just keeps growing back on the same plant. In fact, I think I harvested this one in a video maybe a month ago, and then a week ago or so I took a head off of it. It was really just from a side shoot, but it was as big as a head of broccoli again, and it's still not done because it's producing another floret there. So very abundant plant. And then the other thing that's planted in here that I've seen nothing of so far is cauliflower, until just tonight I noticed that white spot in there. That's a head of cauliflower. So I'll get at least 1 head of cauliflower, and I bet, you know, if that one's going, the other 2 are going to go soon as well. I think I still have 2, at least 2 in here that I stepped in my garden earlier and looked, and I didn't see any white on the cauliflower, but I think it's coming soon. Down here, these are carrots that I planted in the middle of the summer. I counted them. I think there's probably at least 8 carrots that I'll be able to pick later on. I think I can wait till after the frost to even let those grow for a while. This is the kale that's been growing all summer long. I've not harvested anything like for a side and a meal or anything, but I do come out here every 2 or 3 days and I just eat a leaf, because kale leaves are supposed to be good for you. So I have a poor diet besides that, but the kale is keeping me alive, I guess. This is corn, and right there is an ear of corn. I actually have an ear of corn. And both corn plants have tassels on them. That's another corn plant behind it that didn't really pan out. That over there is a corn plant that didn't really do anything. But both of these have tassels on them and at least 1 ear of corn. I won't be sharing that either. I'll be eating that myself. This is Swiss chard that I've had before, and my mom took some of that. She was here this weekend. She took some of it. Mom, if you're watching the video, you can make a comment about whether you cooked it and if it was any good or not. Tomatillos just keep on coming. I think I've taken now well over 10 pounds of tomatillos off just these 3 plants, and there's still too many to count. I'm guessing probably 40 big pods with tomatillos maturing inside, to the point now that I've actually taken some of the flowers off. Like here the other day I was finding stuff like this and pulling it off, because I don't think there's any way that a flower like that is going to turn into a pod and grow up to be a tomatillo before the first frost. So if I take those flowers off, maybe the energy of the plant will go into the tomatillos more that are already developing. Just took a bunch of tomatoes off this plant tonight and put them in the taco meat that I made for dinner. Over here, I think I talked about this plant already, a tomato that came from plant. So that plant and this one, they came from the same parent tomato plant. Somehow the seed washed from there all the way over to here, and I've got tomatoes. Actually, I see one starting to ripen up. My sunflower, even here at 7 o'clock at night or later now, I've got bees on it. They look like they're just loving that plant. My tomatoes, my mom also took several tomatoes off of these plants here. She was up for a visit this weekend. Still have some ripe ones in there. Still have many green ones to come. Still have even a couple of brandywines that I'm going to be harvesting, whether they're ripe or not. I'll be taking them off there before the first frost. Banana peppers coming ripe. Jalapenos, I'm hoping to let these go long enough that they actually turn red. I heard that red is actually when they're actually ripe. I've taken an onion out of here, and I've got several more onions planted around this tree. I took the biggest one out, actually put that in the taco meat tonight as well. This is weird, cilantro. I planted this from seed in July. It came up about the right time that they say, after, you know, germination period, and it wasn't 2 weeks later and it's already got flowers on it. It's already, whatever you call it, bolting. The peas keep coming. There's a pea plant there. There's a pea plant there. I believe that's powdery mildew that's on them. I've sprayed them a couple times with a baking powder solution. That's supposed to be an organic solution. It's not taking away the powdery mildew. I still eat the peas. They're protected in that pot. I think it's probably okay to eat the peas. There were 2 orange peppers on this plant until I took one off to put that in the tacos tonight. This squash plant that I thought was dead is now producing several more squash. We'll just have to see how big they get before I have to take them off as the winter approaches. And then my favorite thing about this garden that I wasn't expecting this late in the season, I got a watermelon. I got this watermelon, which has been in other videos. I've got that watermelon. On a different plant, I've got that watermelon. And I think I'm gonna take this one right now. This one looks ready. Bigger than my hand. Probably what they would call a personal watermelon, and maybe I'll just be eating that myself since it's a personal watermelon. Cucumber plants look half dead. They still have cucumbers on them. Cucumber plant with cucumbers on it. Still letting them grow. These are my Roma tomatoes that I planted from seed. Oh, there's another watermelon. Make that 5. Roma tomatoes that I planted from seed. I think I took 5 little ones off before. More growing. I wasn't expecting really anything from these, and they actually produced some tomatoes. The ones that I picked the other day did go into the taco meat tonight as well. That is a Carmen pepper. Haven't taken anything off this plant. Don't even know if it's hot. That's a Marconi pepper. I think I had a Marconi pepper or 2 like in June and then nothing until now. And it looks like I can harvest that anytime. More cucumbers, more cucumbers, more cucumbers. I think I gotta pick the cucumbers. There's a funny looking cucumber there. Probably tastes the same.